Welcome back, folks, to the Random Video Blog. I'm Graham Jason Matthews, where every single Friday I give my rambling thoughts in the world of wrestling, everything else going on in the world around me, share a few stories, etc., etc. So I got some good news and some bad news. The good news is that I found my webcam, so I don't have to use my phone or another shitty webcam or the webcam on my computer, whatever. The bad news is that I'm an idiot. The webcam was in my backpack, and I don't know why I didn't look in that certain compartment of my backpack. I have no idea. But the good news is that I do have my webcam back, so we don't have to make this a 3-minute video because I have zero storage on my phone. I'm hoping to change that when I get my new phone pretty soon. I'm going to get like 32 gigs instead of 16, whatever. But anyway, today is August 14th. I have no idea what the date is, people. It's the summer. I don't keep track of the day. I do keep track of the day, though, because we are only 9 days away. Let me show you this. I've had this sign going all since, like, WrestleMania time. Read that right there. What does it say? 9 days until SummerSlam, baby. I'm going to be there in attendance. And also at the bottom, 630 days until Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which shirt I am wearing right now. But that's another video blog for another day. But anyway, like I said, I got my ticket to SummerSlam. I cannot be any more pumped. I know you guys cannot hear the end of it of me talking about how I will be at SummerSlam. But you look at the card right now, I am so freaking pumped. I've been pumped since I bought the tickets back in March. But you look at the card right now, you got Brock Lesnar and Undertaker in the main event. You can't go wrong with an Undertaker match on an event other than WrestleMania. You've got John Cena and Seth Rollins, which should be an amazing match. Not a huge fan of it, but the match itself should be great. In a champion versus champion, winner takes all match. Cesaro versus Kevin Owens, WWE Tag Team titles will be defended. A 9-diva elimination 3-way tag team match. That's going to be crazy. We got so many other matches. We got for the Intercontinental Championship, Ryback, Big Show, and Miz. So many great matches on this card, and I cannot wait to be there live. It's going to be so awesome. So anyway, that being said, I did this right before WrestleMania. I did this right before Extreme Rules, and I thought I would continue the tradition by doing it right before SummerSlam and giving my top 5 favorite SummerSlam theme songs of all time. Not even the theme songs that I've been, since I became a fan. More often than not, that's the case because I have more of an attachment to those songs, as you'll soon see when I run down my favorite theme songs here. But still, I mean, some of these songs are from shows that I was not a fan for, and just watching back on the network and just hearing these songs just by coincidence, and then later finding out, oh shit, that's a theme for SummerSlam. You'll soon find that out in me running down my list. So, as I've said in every single video like this in the past, my favorite songs are different than the best songs. The best song, the best theme song in SummerSlam history will be maybe vastly different from my favorite SummerSlam song. You know what I mean? There's two very different things. So I just want to keep that out there. I just want to throw that out there, throw that as a disclaimer on the video. So don't give me crap for liking one song or the other. You may like one song, I may like the other. I may rank it 1, you may rank it 5. You will soon see what my list is. So anyway, with all that being said, let's kick off the list right here. Number 5, Remedy by Seether. This is the one song, I think, by an event that I was not a fan for from SummerSlam 2005. Let me pull up the list here so I don't have to keep on going back and forth between the doc and the video here. Let me see. I know that's the number 5, though. I just remember reading the list before I started filming. Yeah, Remedy by Seether for SummerSlam 2005. Now, for whatever reason, I thought this was the theme song for SummerSlam 2004. I was soon corrected by after I put that on Twitter. Said, oh, SummerSlam 04, what a great song. And they're like, no, it's SummerSlam 05. I'm like, are you sure about that? And they're like, yeah, I remember the video package. I'm like, oh, shit, you're right. And I looked it up. But I do remember... It wasn't even from SummerSlam that I got into this song. I think I was watching a video package, like a tribute video or something. You know how people put together like video packages and tributes for wrestlers on YouTube? I was watching one of those for The Miz, like back in early 2013. I immediately loved that song, had to download it, and it wasn't until maybe last year that I found out that it was a theme song for SummerSlam. For SummerSlam, I thought it was 04, but in reality, it's 05. And what a great show that was, too. I mean, I talked about that in the Wrestle Rant video series, and I just love the year of 05 in general. I thought it was a great year, 02, 05, 08, and 2011, and soon to be 2015 as well. But yeah, I thought that pay-per-view was exceptional. I mean, a lot of people weren't a fan of, Michaels and Hulk Hogan, but there were a lot of good matches on that show. Orton and Undertaker, even Angle and Eugene was okay. Cena and Jericho, a really, really good match. Batista and JBL served its purpose. A lot of good matches on that show. Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio. Matt Hardy versus Edge. A great show all around. Made even better by a great theme song they put together for all the video packages. I don't know what song. I think it might have been for Jericho Cena. They used that song for in the video package, but I know they used that at the top of the show for like to highlight all the feuds on the show. And it was such a stacked card. They had to include every single feud going on at that time. It was such a stacked show that a big feud like Edge and Matt Hardy went on second on a card that featured maybe like 7 matches or something like that. That's how big of a show it was, and I thought that was a great song. And kind of going back to the Rock theme in SummerSlam history. I mean, I said this, I think, right before SummerSlam last year. There's 2 things that I miss. One, when WWE uses Rock songs, which you might find the irony in when I say what my other favorite SummerSlam themes are later on. Not always is that the case, where it can be a pop song or something and still be really good. I know we've had some Fall Out Boy songs in the past for WWE pay-per-views, and they've been pretty good. So I'm not faulting, pop songs or whatever. But traditionally, though, rock and wrestling go right together. We had the rock and wrestling era, but I'm talking about, rock songs for pay-per-views. Puddle of Mud, Breaking Benjamin, Linkin Park, all these other bands that I love so much. What was the other one that I'm thinking? 3 Days Grace. So many of these different bands that have provided theme songs for WWE pay-per-views in the early 2000s, late 2000s, and this was no exception. Remedy by Seether is my my number 5 favorite theme song in SummerSlam history. Coming in at number 4, Rip It Up by Jet. Now, the pay-per-view itself, SummerSlam 2010, was not a huge fan of, and I'll talk about this next week when I run down my SummerSlam memories from when I have been a fan from SummerSlam 08 to SummerSlam this year. But number 4, the Rip It Up by Jet. Again, not my favorite pay-per-view. I actually just got finished watching it for the first time in its entirety, believe it or not. Just last night on the WWE Network, and that preview should be up on Sunday, so be on the lookout for that. But yeah, the pay-per-view itself wasn't too great. And I wasn't even a huge fan of the song when it came out initially. I think I just downloaded it on my iPod just for shits and giggles. And the first time I heard it, I wasn't like in love with it, but I grew to like it over time. The more I listened to it, the more I loved it. And I've been listening to it every single summer since. And I think it captures that SummerSlam vibe, that SummerSlam vibe perfectly. But just remember, if you hear the song Remedy, I'll go back to a couple weeks ago I did my top 7 favorite SmackDown versus Raw soundtrack songs, and I had to sing each one to kind of get you guys familiarized with each song. So I'll try to do that here. Remedy was feel da da. I don't know the exact words. I just know the beat. Remedy was down da 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 down da 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 down and back to the remedy, something like that. And again, please pardon my terrible singing. I'm just doing this for you guys' benefit to just kind of refamiliarize yourself with the song itself. But that's Remedy. Number 4, Rip It Up was ba 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 bum boom da 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 da. Rip it up, and you're never gonna make it, or something like that. Again, sorry for my terrible singing. I apologize, but just hearing that song, it reminds me of just like surfing on a wave or something like that. I don't know if it's just me. Listen to the song for yourself. And I know the song was in Drill Bit Taylor too. That was a decent movie. The movie wasn't that great, but that song was in that movie. I just remember hearing that during one of the chase scenes during that movie. I'm like, oh, I remember that song. They used that for SummerSlam a couple years ago. But yeah, I thought that was a good song, kind of perfectly fitting for not a great pay-per-view, but for the SummerSlam theme. It just kind of reminds you of being on the beach and just like, oh yeah, right on, dude. Just like, I don't know, just captures that SummerSlam vibe. So maybe that's why I have such an attachment to Rip It Up by Jet. So if we go along here to my top 3 songs in SummerSlam history, we go to number 3 here, Lights Go Out by Fozzy. And the lights go out, the walls come down, we sound just like animals. Now, I love Fozzy. I'm not just saying that because I'm a Jericho fan, because I've been a Jericho fan since 08, 09, whatever, since I started watching wrestling. But even when I knew of Fozzy back then, I didn't listen to any of their songs. I don't know why, but it wasn't until just like last year that I really started getting their music, probably because Jericho played his songs so much on his podcast every single week, and he still does to this day. Not as much as he did last year, but it was right when the Do You Want to Start a War soundtrack, or that CD, came out, and I fell in love with a lot of the songs on that soundtrack, including the title song, Do You Want to Start a War, Lights Go Out, Tonight. There was another one too. There's so many songs in that CD that I like, but there's a lot of Fozzy songs that I think are great, and this one included. And I started listening to this song when Jericho first introduced it to his Talk Is Jericho listeners back in like May of 2014 or whatever. So you can only imagine how ecstatic I was when I found out this would be one of the theme songs, not the theme song, but one of the theme songs for SummerSlam last year. I guess when Jericho came back, he kind of got something worked out with the company where they can use his song as a theme song for SummerSlam, get him some free publicity, whatever. And it really disappointed me. They did not use it all that much. I can honestly remember maybe 3 or 4 times at most where they used that song in like video package for the show and whatever. I know they used it to hype up his match with Bray Wyatt last year, but a majority of the time last year going into SummerSlam they used Going Down for Real by Flo Rida or GDFR or whatever. And that's a really good song. I didn't like it at that time, but I started to like it in the months that followed. Sometimes that's the case with me, like I said with Rip It Up. But, I was kind of disappointed that I thought Lights Go Out was like the perfect soundtrack, the perfect theme song for SummerSlam, and that it kind of captured that vibe perfectly, like I said, for Rip It Up. But yeah, huge fan of Fozzy, and I thought it was, kind of going back to those rock roots, as I mentioned before. Going Down for Real kind of, or GDFR, or whatever it's called, by Flo Rida, kind of fulfilled that component of pop music that we've kind of gotten for SummerSlam in recent years. And again, which is not a bad thing. We've gotten a lot of good pop songs in WWE for theme songs. Demi Lovato's Cool for the Summer not being one of them. I hate that song. Maybe I'll start to love it in the months to come. I have no idea. But so far, I'm not a huge fan of that song. But anyway, though, Let's Go Out I thought was a great theme for a very, very good pay-per-view last year, SummerSlam 2014. So we go to my top 2 favorite theme songs in SummerSlam history. Number 2 on the list, Ready to Roll by Jet Black Stare. I had to look back on my list here because I don't want to botch here. I'm pretty sure I know what my top 5 are, but I'm not exactly sure. Anyway, though, Ready to Roll by Jet Black Stare, the theme song for SummerSlam 2008. Now, you hear that and you know immediately. I think I put the WrestleMania 24 song, Light It Up. It sounds so familiar. They sound, so similar. Light It Up by Rev Theory. I might have put that number 2. I don't even remember on my top WrestleMania theme songs in the video that I did earlier this year, right before WrestleMania. I don't recall exactly, but it's kind of very similar in that sense, in that this song also gets number 2 on my list for being an event from 2008. Again, a great pay-per-view, one of my favorite SummerSlam pay-per-views. I was a fan at that time. I didn't order that pay-per-view. I wouldn't watch it in its entirety up until maybe 2013. I watched it last year. I watched it this year. It's a great show. It really brings me back to the summer of 2008 when I was watching as a wrestling fan. When I was watching WWE every single Monday, I would sit down to watch Raw, and really brings you back to that time. I think that's something that kind of goes into your favorite songs, whether it be favorite theme songs, favorite pay-per-view theme song for superstars, pay-per-views, whatever. Listening to a song, I think that's what kind of is great about music, is that listening to a song may bring you back to the time that you heard it first, or the time that you listened to it most, or whatever. That's kind of what goes into my list right here. But Ready to Roll, though, I just remember hearing that all summer long. I think I made it like the ringtone for my phone for a time. And it's funny, too. I think I have it right here. I'm going to pull out my phone. I actually just found it this morning. I apologize for, the interruption. But this shitty-ass phone right here, it was an LG chocolate. This ugly colored phone. So gross. But yeah, I had Ready to Roll by Jet Black Stare as the ringtone for this phone, for this fucking goddamn phone when I was in 7th or 8th grade. Really brings me back, and I remember somebody, it wasn't my ringtone, it was my ring back. People don't have those at all anymore, but it was when, of course, if you know what it is, I don't want to, patronize you or whatever, but of course, a ring back is when you call somebody, and it's a song that you're listening to before they pick up, and that was a song that I had as my ring back. Maybe my ringtone too, but I definitely had it as my ring back, because I remember one instance when I was going to a party or something for one of my friends, and they were calling me to find out where I was or whatever. And they left a message, I don't remember, but later on they told me, what's that song that you have as your ringback? I'm like, Ready to Roll by Jet Black Stare, and they're like, are you sure? It sounded like the Jonas Brothers, and I'm like, fuck you, it's not the Jonas Brothers. I was so offended, but I'm like, it's completely night and day. I thought that was a great song, again, going back to those rock roots. Ready to Roll. To sing it for you. I already sang Let's Go Out, I already sang the other thing. I'm trying to ensure that I did not miss anything here. Ready to Roll was... whoa, whoa, dun 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 dun, whoa, whoa, dun dun, na na na, ready to roll, da 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 dun dun, ba dun 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 dun. Great song. I still listen to it to this day because, again, it gets me in the SummerSlam mode. It gets me in the SummerSlam mood, baby. That's the whole purpose of these songs, by the way. By listening to them, and if you like these songs or not, or your own favorite SummerSlam theme songs, listening to these songs will get you in the SummerSlam mode like that. Instantly, you're like, I'm ready for SummerSlam. Bring it fucking on. I am so ready for Brooklyn, baby. No sleep till Brooklyn. Hashtag. So we get to my number one song. Anyone who knows me well knows this comes as zero surprise. Much like my my favorite WrestleMania themes that I put out earlier this year. It's funny, I think my number 2 song on that list might have been Light It Up by Rev 3, the 2008 song, and number 1 was Written in the Stars for WrestleMania 27 for 2011. This list is no different. It might be ordered in that same exact way. Number 1 from the 2011 SummerSlam, and I have the disc right here. I'm going to pull it up. Look at this. I know we have the network now. Don't give me that bullshit. But I like having DVDs just because I do. And I mean, it's not because I spend like $20 on this shit. It's, you know, I spend like $3 on Amazon. So like, what's the harm there? But anyway, SummerSlam 2011. That was a song. Oh, Jesus Christ! I almost forgot. I had a brain fart for a second. Bright Lights, Bigger City by CeeLo Green. What a great song. And I know it's like, oh, how can you hate this song for SummerSlam 2015? Cool for the Summer by Demi Lovato, and love that song. They're both pop music. Is that hypocritical? No, it's not, because one's shitty as fuck, and then the other one's as great as fuck. You know, that's just me. I don't know, but... And again, I'm not a huge pop music fan. I have 90% of my iPod is rock music. A lot of which being wrestling related, that they've used for theme songs and whatever. But you know what I mean. And I don't know, I just thought Bright Lights, Bigger City... again, captured that feel. Even more for SummerSlam this year than that year. Bright Lights, Bigger City, you watch the music video with... I'm not even a huge CeeLo Green fan, like, music-wise. You know, as a person, he might be a piece of shit from what I've heard. But even as an artist, I wasn't a huge fan of his music. Like, Forget You, I never really had a connection to that song as many other people did. But this song, though, I remember hearing it. It might have been... I don't think it was the Raw after Money in the Bank. It might have been the Raw where Punk came back on the 25th. It might have been... I don't even remember, but... I saw the commercial for the pay-per-view, and I watched that 30-second promo, and I still get goosebumps thinking about it or watching it, because it features that song, and it's a great song. And he performed it at SummerSlam. Was it amazing? No. I mean, the live performance wasn't. But just hearing that song that was so good. And I mean, I think he dressed up in like all black or something like that. It might have been the following year. I don't even remember, but he dressed up like a pope or something like that. It was really funny, but... I love that song. It's such a great song. And like I said, why is it more fitting for this year than that year? Because we're in Brooklyn. We are in the city of bright lights and bigger cities. We're in Brooklyn, baby. I know it was Los Angeles that year and it has been since like 2009, from 2009 to 2014. I realized that. And it was kind of perfect for that venue as well. But I'm going to be listening to that nonstop. It's going to be on my iPod just on repeat as I'm making my train ride all the way to the Barclays Center in Brooklyn next Sunday, 9 days away. And, also part of it, too, is that pay-per-view was so great, hence why I have it on DVD. If it wasn't such a great pay-per-view, I would not have it on DVD. But, I've made no bones about it in the past. 2011, as of right now, 2015 is not yet done, and probably when it is, it will take over that spot as my favorite year in wrestling. But 2011, as it stands, is my favorite year in wrestling. Again, favorite, greatest, best, all very different things. Is my favorite year in wrestling? Absolutely. Is it the best year in wrestling the last couple of years? Probably not. A lot of that year was complete shit. The road to WrestleMania was pretty good. The WrestleMania Fallout was kind of boring. The summer was fucking phenomenal, and the fall sucked balls. But that summer, that song brings me back to that summer. It reminded me why I was a fan. I mean, I love this stuff so much even today. I think I love wrestling now more than I did back then. But this summer is very reminiscent of that summer in so many different ways. And that you are looking forward to programming every single week. It is must-see TV. And maybe not all of you feel the same way, and that's completely cool. But for me personally, though, every single week back in summer of 2011, it felt like I couldn't miss an episode. Something big was going to happen. And I mean, it's not quite to that extent. We don't have a CM Punk leading the charge this year going to SummerSlam, but we do have Brock Lesnar. We have Seth Rollins. We have Kevin Owens, Cesaro, Neville, fucking Stephen Amell, Undertaker. So many big names right now on Monday Night Raw that keep bringing me back. And I don't want to make this into a whole, why I love wrestling kind of video. But it really, trying to emphasize my point, why that song was so great to me, why it's my favorite SummerSlam theme song. It's because that whole summer, going into SummerSlam, I was so ready. I was so pumped for that show. Because first of all, it ended up being a great show, but that summer brings back so many memories. And that wasn't even the greatest summer for me personally. I think I was in a bad place at that time. I just did not. I was so much shit going down back in the summer of 2011. But just wrestling itself was so hot, so exciting. As it is right now, I will argue that 2015 by far beats out 2011 in terms of overall entertainment being better on the whole, whatever, from start to finish. And we're only in August, and I'm so excited to see what the rest of the year holds. But yeah, Bright Lights, Bigger City, and of course, to kind of fulfill my obligation, I do have to sing the song for you. If you don't remember, it's, cause it's alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright. Cause you got your bright lights in your bigger city. Great song. Oh my god. I get goosebumps just trying to sing it. I mean, even attempting to sing it. That's what I should be saying. But yeah, folks, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I want to know what your guys' favorite SummerSlam theme songs are, whether it be from fucking 2001, which also had some pretty good songs. I know, like Let the Bodies Hit the Floor was like the theme song from maybe SummerSlam 2000 or 01, whatever it might be. And you can watch all these pay-per-views back, capture the SummerSlam vibe again on the WWE Network, and be sure to listen to all these songs that I just mentioned in your own favorite SummerSlam songs, your own favorite SummerSlam theme songs from years past, whether it be from 01 or 2015. If you like Cool for the Summer by Demi Lovato, that's cool, dude. That is cool. I'm not a fan. I think it's total shit, but that's okay. But anyway, guys, listen to these songs, get in the SummerSlam mode, baby. We're only 9 days away. You know, I'll be having plenty more SummerSlam content up here on the channel in the next week and a half. It's going to be a very, very busy week and a very exciting week, to say the least. So with all that being said, folks, have a great rest of your weekend. I'm Graham Matthews, and I'll catch you guys down the road.